Hi, everyone. It's Kelly from the Hub here today with Pastor Jim, of course, from Bergstrasse. Hello there, friend. How are you?
Pretty good. Good
Good.
morning. It's a chilly first day of fall
Heck yeah.
here in Alberta, but
It's
it's
glorious.
good.
It's
It's
good. It's
good.
very good.
It just came a little quicker than I wanted it to.
I know. A lot of people are like, it's winter. No, it will still be 70 today. Don't worry.
Exactly. Yes, but they're calling for frost tomorrow.
I know. I got apples and pears this weekend. I went to the orchard and I got both apples and pears, and boy, howdy, it's like a little fall festival in my house. Love it. Absolutely
Nice.
loving it. It's
Nice.
fantastic. So we were talking, of course, before this. Um, there's a lot going on. I don't know if it's the change in season or what it is. I think people are trying to plan ahead. They're thinking about the holiday season. They're thinking about Halloween. They're thinking about, I don't know, all the stuff. And it's been one of those things because as much as I'm a super planner or headerer, because I am, and I'm not, I know that most of that wasn't even a word, but it is what it is, that I'm having a really hard time getting, doing real plans because
Yeah.
I just feel like,
You don't have any control?
yeah, yeah, like I have zero control. Like normally in a regular universe, I'm planned through the rest of the year now. Like when fall, like by like like when autumn sort of hits, I'm like, oh, cool. So now we can, what's happening in this month, and how are we doing election season, and what about Halloween, and let's talk about Thanksgiving. I'm not saying I have all the Christmas presents bought and wrapped. I'm not that girl. Kudos to all those people who are. I'm not that person.
So just a little bit of a personal story about that before we really get into this. So,
Yeah.
some people who know me in the area know that I love to put up Christmas trees.
Mm.
And someone asked me a week ago or whatever, how many I was going to put up this year, because last year I put up 7. Yeah, I had 7 Christmas trees last year, and each one was different and all that kind of stuff. So they said, "What are you going to do this year?" And I said, because part of it for me is I want people to be able to see it.
Yeah.
And if I can't have family and friends over, why should I do it?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe there's just one room that has glass all outside. Maybe I just do my own forest of Christmas trees or whatever. But who knows? But yeah,
It's
when
about
you
the
talk about that, yeah, and you talk about the planning ahead. So I was in a local store just a week and a half ago, and they were busily getting ready for Christmas already. I mean, how it's not even October yet, but it's sort of like that Labor Day is the thrust for to get stuff ready. And it does seem really weird, odd, difficult this year because there is so much uncertainty around us, and it's hard. And the things that we knew in the past, and when I say past, I'm honestly saying pre-March 15,
right.
2020, when basically our world kind of came to a nearly complete halt.
Yeah.
And that's a life changer.
Yeah.
That's something we've never experienced before.
Yeah. And I think that, it was easier in the spring and summer because a lot of stuff that you do during that time is outside, right? There's picnics
Absolutely.
and there's
Absolutely.
barbecues and there's other stuff. It's 4th of July and whatever. And
I can do that
now,
safe, I can do that safe social distancing outside.
right, right,
And I may or may not wear a mask outside.
right,
But now that it's getting chilly, we're going to be moving inside.
right. And then when you're trying to plan, you always you always think about, well, what did I do before, and then how do I change it or modify it or try something new, but based on things I've did in the past, and like, bring my team together. And now I feel like I don't.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work the same way. I
Yeah,
hate to say that, but it's not.
yeah,
And we're all challenged. And how do we do that? When you say about bringing your team together, it's like, you know, it's like, you mean we got to sit across from a screen? Why? I'd rather sit across from a table with you,
right,
and we can really talk through stuff. And it's not the same. It's not the same. And I think it challenges us in different ways. Because, I mean, quite frankly, the other thing too is, as much as I want to be a part of a whole lot of other things in the area, some new things that I might want to be a part of. I just told someone just the other day, I said, I had all kinds of things I wanted to do, this being my first full summer in the area. And I wanted to go check out all those farm stands and da, da, da. Do you know how much of that I did this summer?
I know,
None.
right,
It's like everything else just seemed to get in the way. And it's hard now to kind of recommit in a different way. It's really hard to really get enthused about something when the future is just so uncertain. And yet and yet it's always that way, but now it just seems at a higher level, at a higher level.
right. Like it felt like you could control stuff before, and I know that you can't. I mean, you can't. You think you can, and some of the stuff you sort of can, but now I feel like, should I make, like, how do I get presents to kids who need them this year? Well, last year, this is what we did, and this is how we did it, and this is, and it was, but now I'm like, I don't know. And
Yeah.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling with that. And that's not a good place to be. And I mean, I know that people who are watching this are like, sing it, sister. Like, we're all struggling.
Yeah.
And
and
I think it's
and
because, like, this is the closeness. I mean, so my a couple of people who know me know that one of my favorite things is like being cozy. Like, I love being cozy. I love like sitting with a sweater and having a cup of coffee or whatever, and like cuddling up. And but that's even like when you have people over, you can all be cozy together. I love that coziness. Yeah, I can't do that now.
and that's what fall and winter are made for.
Right. So then what do I do? If I can't do the things that I normally do, what do I do? And I know this is not the first time we've had this conversation. It just feels like it's pressing on us now.
Because it's right in front of us.
Yeah.
The chill of the air,
Yeah.
the going to the orchard to getting apples and pears, it's right with us. It was okay a month or so ago when it was out there, but
Right.
now then when we're actually in it, it's like, oh crap,
Right. Now what?
now what? And I think that's been honestly these whole last 6 months of like, we're actually living in all of these new changes, and we've not had the tools to kind of work through them that are healthy. And I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the other part of this that we need to honestly say is that in the midst of this kind of struggles that we're going through right now is when we make inappropriate decisions. We might make decisions that would hurt either others or ourselves. And that's one of the things that, even experts right now are saying that that's the thing that we should be watching out for right now with our
Right.
friends and our family is, signs of depression or anxiety, and how can we support them? And as much as we want to go up and hug everybody because we know that's a base of comfort, it's really questionable.
Yeah.
Some people are okay with it, but some people are not.
Yeah. It's like you
And
could
I think that,
go ahead.
and I think that's one of the things too, is, trying to also figure out, what I think is appropriate for me, not be appropriate for you. And that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Because even right now, I mean, come on. Not that I want to beat this to death again, but there's a mandate for people to wear masks, but yet we all know that not everybody wears masks.
Yeah. And I
And I
understand.
think,
I know those feelings that everyone has, they're over it and they don't care anymore. And I get that. I get that.
the hardest part is that, to make our heads think the same way as our hearts. Because yes, we all know that, we all have that knowledge, and we have that knowledge on a myriad of things in our lives, and it's all well and good. However, the challenge then though is, does that knowledge translate into our actions and into our deeper beliefs and our deeper understandings of what it means to be in relationship with not just each other, but in relationship with myself?
So my personality is when I get into this place that I want to just take control, because if I'm in control, then it's better. Duh. Is that I'll just do it all myself. And I have found in my wise years, that's really just destructive, because then I get to be sort of a jerk. And also, I don't really trust anybody because they're not doing it the way I have to have it done right now. Right? And that's like how I default when I can't be in control. That's what I do. And I'm really wrestling with that because, yep, that's I know that I'm gonna do it. I'm feeling like I'm starting to do it, and I don't want to do it. But things have to get done. Now what?
And I bet you have 1,000,001 deadlines too, don't you?
Of course, that I created in my head, and probably nobody created any of those deadlines for me.
So let's be honest, you're preaching to the choir. Yeah, and Kelly, the choir isn't just me. The choir is probably 98% of the people who are going to view this recording, because we all want to share. And I am the only one that knows how to do it.
Right.
And too often we get caught up in that particular hamster cage,
Yeah.
of doing that. And the reality is, I think one of the things that this pandemic might be teaching us is, how do we reach out to other people? Because we're all in this struggle of how do we deal with life right now, and we're all dealing with it in different ways. But even though we have those things that we want to get done, some of those things I can't do, or you can't do, that are on your list. And when we get to that point where we just want to kind of like spin out of control and do inappropriate behaviors, I mean, that's when we need to ask other people for help, and to help. And sometimes someone may come to you and you may not want to do it, but they're really reaching out to you in a quiet way to say, I really want your help, because I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do next.
Yeah.
I need someone to hold me with this. And that takes a lot of self-reflection, I think, to be able to ask for help.
Right, because I
Uh,
know I'm like, mm-hmm.
I'm not good at it either, but I want to think that I'm improving, at least over the way I was, a couple years ago. But I'm finding out that, I'm sorry, the song from Frozen is going through my head. Let it go, let it go. catch that squirrel. um, but I think that is a part of it is how do we kind of let go of our, those things that we think that we are so secure in, that I've got to be in control and I got to have it. Those are really our own insecurities.
Yeah.
What we think are securities are really insecurities, because we all know, we've been taught that, we do things together better.
Right.
Not to overdo that cliche, but it's hard work to let go, because it means that it may not get done the way I want it to get done.
Yeah. Well, and
It may not get done when I want it to get done.
right. And I was thinking, as you were talking about this, I was thinking, oh man, I was being such a hypocrite. Because how many times have we said together on these interviews, it's not about me, it's about we. I mean, 2,000 million times I've said, it's not about we, it's not about me, it's about we. And I'm having a crisis of me right now.
So as I said a little while ago, it's up here. We know what we're supposed to do, but we
Right.
got to get the heart and the mind to talk together, to open ourselves up, that we can actually live into that and try it. And
Yeah.
in my limited knowledge, of the world has not stopped because somebody's project didn't get done at a certain time or in a certain way.
I know.
Whether it's here in our hometown of Ephrata, or whether it's in Timbuktu, or whether it's literally on the other side of the world, life goes on.
Yeah.
And another thing, and again, this gets to be a little bit cliche-ish, but I know when I first heard it about 15 years ago, I was like, and that was that, something to the order of, I can't change anybody. I can only change one person.
Yes, if. Yeah.
I'm the one that's responsible for all of my actions, my words, my behaviors. I can't be responsible for what you say and what you do, but I can control how I respond. And sometimes I want to respond with like, ah.
Right.
But I need to sit back, or need to take a step back on those times and say, is that really appropriate?
Yeah.
Do I know enough of the story? Do I know the whole story to know why that's really irritating me? And the thing is, we probably don't.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of that self-reflection and yeah.
Yeah. I think
So
that,
as much as, go ahead.
well, I think that, right, it's hard when you have, it's all fine and good to be like, it's not about me, it's about we. And then when you're faced with that moment, you're like, well, except when I want it to be. Right? And then you get so self-righteous about your priorities and all that stuff. And you're right, right, we all have to sing the Frozen song. Your granddaughter and my niece would be so proud of us.
That's right. And let go of the things that we can't control.
Yeah.
Control what we can. Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
And my behavior and my actions. So as much as I really want to go out and decorate for Christmas today, I can't. No. It's not October yet.
Right. I'll bring the pumpkins upstairs so that I can have a little fall decorating. I'll do that. And I will look at my to-do list and say, how does this work so that we can do this together?
And if I can also just put one other word out there too, Kelly, for you and for me and for everyone watching, I hope that you have at least one person, and maybe 2 or 3 in your life, that you can have these kind of conversations with, because that's how we get through it together. is being able
Oh,
to sit and listen to what someone has to say, for them to speak their truth and for you to speak your truth.
yeah.
They're not going to be the same,
Right, right.
but it brings us to I feel, a healthier understanding of the world around us and each other.
Yeah. Thank you, Pastor Jim. That was perfect. We did it.
Thank you, Kelly.
See you, everybody.
Bye.